bone broth. Come on in and get this bone broth. You like this bone broth? It's good, right? You got a boner broth? I do. Gwyneth Paltrow has a bone broth, and I have a boner broth. Hi, you guys. Come on in. I've got exclusive information. Hello, darling. Honey, yes, goop. Gwyneth Paltrow has goop, and I have poop. I went to a Madonna party this weekend, and this is how you have to dance at a Madonna party. When they play all Madonna music, you dance like that. Especially when you have heavy boots on. Hey, honey. I just got out of the shower, honey. This wig is still drying. I hope... Oh, my God. You say wig, and the government sets an alarm out and comes for you. Every time I say wig, there's some sort of alarm system. Wig. Honey, you can't be careful enough nowadays. They're coming for wigs, masks. It's aliens. Welcome to Total Trash Live, everybody. Everything, everywhere, all at once, honey. Who is she? That is the question I ask myself quite often. Who is she? Welcome to Total Trash Live. We have an exciting announcement to make. This is a show where I read all the tabloids and give you all the Hollywood trash. I think there's some sort of government, target out for my daughter and co-host, Lumina. Lumina, do you hear that? What could that noise be? Is somebody after you again, honey? I know, we've got to get you to safety. But we have some exciting information I have to bring you back for. Honey, I have to hide my daughter because, did you hear the alarm system that they put out for her? They're coming for us. They're coming for your wigs. They're coming for your alien baby dolls. They're coming. Did you see that there was a fight in Manhattan this weekend over the Proud Boys versus Drag Queen Story Hour? I mean, Proud Boys, honey, go get a wig. The most proudest men I've ever known wore wigs. Period. Don't you love it when the meanest speaks? Sounds familiar, right? Not without my daughter. You guys, I have exclusive information, and we've got some great tabloid stories like lies, bullying, cruelty, and Hollywood's meanest girls unmasked. They know, honey. They know like I know. You know, I know some of Hollywood's meanest gays. I could unmask them. Honey, I'm unhinged, and it can happen at any time. I may tell my story someday. These are a few of my favorite things. Are you guys curl up? Listen, we've got a really good show, but you got to get your bone broth. Curl up and watch this show and drink bone broth. And I'm going to spill the bone broth tea, honey. It's bone broth. I like bone broth. I drink bone broth too. I get it from this grocery store in Silver Lake called Earl. All the freaks are there, honey. You can't even get into the place. It's like Fort Knox. You have to park 5 miles away to get into this expensive grocery store to buy a $30 container of bone broth. And when I'm there, they ask me if you want me to become a member. A member? A member of what? A cult? A member of Goop? Gwyneth Paltrow is trying to get us to become cult members of Goop. Bone broth, that's right, bone broth on the first day of spring? I don't think so, honey. I don't think so. Is that a leather shirt? It's pleather. I love pleather. I've always worn pleather, and I love latex. But anyway, did you guys hear that there's a giant sea moss coming for Florida? Honey, Florida. Florida. If they don't have enough problems, did you guys hear there's giant sea moss the size of the United States of America heading towards Florida to do what? Put on a wig? Yeah, honey. Florida's a mess. I know, Nick, you've got to get out of Florida before that sea moss comes, honey. But you could turn that, you can cut the sea moss and make it into a wig, and then you'll get banned by your governor. I don't know. There's a problem no matter where you go. I went to one of my favorite cinemas this weekend, or this week, called Look Cinema. That sea moss wants to be us so bad, honey, I know. Mother Nature doesn't like DeSantis, that's right, honey. I went to my favorite movie theater this weekend called Look Cinema. I've talked about this. It's where you get your, you sit back and there's recliner chairs and you order food and you just stuff your face. So I watched Creed again, Creed 3. It's the third time for me too, honey. And third time with Michael B. Jordan's The Charm. Speaking of monsters, Dumpzilla's getting locked up soon. We're going to talk about her too, honey. What is Trump really going to get locked up? I think she just makes things up and just tells stories so she can, she's such a stunt queen. So I went to Look Cinema, honey, and it's always askew there. And I didn't have a chance to buy the tickets because it was raining before I got there because I was in a rush. And of course, the credit card machine doesn't work to pay for tickets. Well, how am I supposed to pay for the tickets? And the girl behind the counter is like this. Honey, she just gave up. She didn't care. I mean, I should work there. I always thrive at businesses that are going down. But then she's like, do you have cash? Cash? Honey, do you think this is 1997? Do you want me to fax you? No, I don't have cash. Anyway, there was a manager on the phone probably making, obscene phone calls. And I was like, this machine isn't working, the credit card machine. And he seemed confused. And then they just ended up typing in my credit card number. And it was like, we were 20 minutes late for the movie. But the good thing is I had already seen it twice before. Isn't that a great story? Her training was virtual. She has no idea what she's doing. Nobody does. Exactly, honey. What is cash? I have an exciting announcement to make, and I think now's the time to make it after CMOS and everything. Total Trash Live, this show is going back on stage, honey, Broadway. Not quite Broadway, Los Angeles Theater. So, it's theater. On April 20th. At the Lyric Theater at 9:30 p.m. Thursday, April 20th. Honey, get your tickets in the Instagram link. My special guest is Sharon Stone. Honey, get stoned and watch Sharon Stone on April 20th in Los Angeles, California, Hollywood, California. Honey, I have another stack of vintage tabloids I haven't even been through. I'm going to read them live on stage. There's a mystery that's going to be solved. And of course, my daughter, Lumina, will be there. She's an actress. Lumina, we're going back to Broadway. Lumina, we're going back to Broadway, honey. Are you excited? I could be a musical theater I know, honey. Yes, honey, you've got to, warm up. Bone broth, call me a bone. I'm going to sing songs, kick up my heels. Please come to Chicago. I would love to come to Chicago and solve the Jussie Smollett case once and for all. Honey, she is unhinged. So yes, honey, come and watch Sharon Stone as my special guest. And I'm going to solve a mystery. We're going to have fun. April 20th. 420. I didn't realize it was 420 when I booked it. But of course it's perfect. Sharon Stone. Lumina needs a man. Honey, we all do. And thanks to Broadway, I'm just a Broadway girl. I've got some of my favorite Broadway Bill plays here. Michael Jackson, Titanic. Tina Turner. Oh, my favorite Broadway show of all time, Little Nas X. I just love theater. She's a theater queen. I hope I don't get banned. I hope my show doesn't get banned because it's controversial because there's aliens and wigs. Because we're targets now, honey. We're targets. Come on in, everybody. I've got exclusive information. Now, so the show's happening April 20th. Prince Charles can't get anybody to perform at his, I was going to call it inauguration, then I was going to call it a commencement speech, a coronation. And then also chaos in the royal family. The invitations to the coronation of King Charles III, they haven't been delivered. What? Who has the invitations? Was Camilla Parker Bowles supposed to deliver them with horse and carriage, and she's the horse? What's the best Broadway show tune in your opinion? Oh my God, the best Broadway show tune in my opinion is probably, well, I'm not real familiar with show tunes, but the one that I feel is the best one in my opinion is bone broth, give me a bone. Shake it up now, do what you've done. Bone broth, here we go. We're on Broadway, Bone Way. It's just goop. My invite must be in the mail. Well, mine must be in the mail too, honey. My first Broadway show I ever saw was Sunset Boulevard. With Glenn Close, honey, that was my first Broadway show. Now I'm on Broadway. I'm off Broadway. West Coast repertoire. She's West Coast repertoire. Who is she? She's West Coast repertoire. It's just goop, isn't it? Just goop. Now Taylor Swift's tour started, and apparently she's swimming. Did you guys see that the stage has a pool? And she dove into the stage and she went swimming. Honey, okay, fine, you can swim. What's Madonna going to do now for her tour? I heard her eyebrows are back. Is she going to have a pool? Honey, is she going to have a wave pool with waves? A saltwater pool? You know they're going to put her on something. Put her on a chandelier and have her spin around. I mean, is this Titanic, the musical? Put her on a giant boat that's sinking and she can sing My Heart Will Go On, the dance remix. My invitation is lost in the mail. Honey, if Prince Charles can't get anybody to perform his coronation, well, here's a show. Me and Lumina can sing. We're just two little girls from Little Rock. They would love that. Oops, Lumina's head. Honey, give the boat to Ozempic. Oh, Ozempic. Honey, I need Ozempic before I take this show on stage. Did I tell you this diet pill I was taking? A couple of weeks ago, when I was really on the Ozempic tip and I was jealous about it. First of all, I'm following somebody I know on Instagram. He said he got ghetto Ozempic. That's what he called it, ghetto Ozempic. He's on it, honey. He lost 3 pounds in a day. And he's lost 10 pounds in 3 days. And he says he got it on the black market. Sing Candle of the Wind at the coronation. And it seems to me you lived your life like a candle in the wig. DeSantis. So I was taking these diet pills that they're supposed to fill your stomach up when you drink water so you don't eat as much. Well, I guess I was taking too many, honey, and I was getting intestinal pains. And I was supposed to go to New York, and instead I went to the urgent care. Those pills, instead of taking me to New York, they took me to urgent care. So watch out about what you take. I had to stop taking them. And then the urgent care said, oh, I think you have diarrhea. I said, no, I don't. And then I went to the doctor, and he says, it's these pills. So I had to postpone my trip because of diet pills. Am I that girl? You know, this wouldn't have happened if I would have had Ozempic. I could have just shot myself in the stomach instead of taking pills. Ozempic on Broadway. Ugh. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. Now, wait, usually we watch Inside Edition. But I just came across this music video that I shot. This is my first music video I was ever in. It's by a dance artist called Rosella. I shot it in Queens because she's royal in 1997. I just came across it. I guess somebody just put it up, and I want to show it to you. I really pop off in the second half. You'll see me. There I am. I styled myself. That's not me. Well, there I am. There I am. Ow. Yes, honey, she's a dancing queen in Queens. Very proud of this work. Look at her. There I am, spinning, honey, spinning. It's on YouTube. Take a look for it. Rosella. Don't go lose it, baby. There she is. Look at her. Oh. Don't I just pop up in dance videos? You know I was on the grind. Honey, it's still the best thing on my resume. As far as I'm concerned. The grind. Not the Eric Nice version. Of course, I wouldn't be on that one. I was on some weird reboot that there was that they only played at like 5 o'clock in the morning. But it's on YouTube. Oh, honey, we've got to get to Inside Edition. Now it's 7 o'clock. Inside Edition's on. Then we got to get to these tabloids. I mean, is this wig? Am I turning into Owen Wilson? I literally just got out of the shower and shook it. It's just fresh. This is fresh wig, honey. There's no product in this wig. Fresh wig. Honey, that's the name of my next one-person show. It's called Fresh Wig. And you know what else is fresh? This Inside Edition YouTube clip.
It's a home invasion. Oh my god.
Isn't that adorable?
What is that thing?
A wig.
Making its way through the vent in the bedroom. Yikes.
And you never know what you're going to get with Inside Edition. Pete, how are you coughing, neighbors? Oh, there was one coughing in the hall yesterday. Palladium. You're screenshotting showing your Walmart barber for the same look. Honey, I want this look. This is what everybody's look should be for the summer. Also, this pleather is hot, honey. She's sweating. The wig is getting sweated out. The wig is getting sweated out, honey, because of this pleather. Woo! Now we gotta get to these tabloids, honey, but first, I was watching, so they did like another documentary on Jussie Smollett. Did you guys see it? And it's on YouTube. There's like 5 parts to it, and I watched all 5 last night. And apparently, like the 2 brothers that attacked him, that he told to attack him, were talking about how he used to go to a bathhouse with him, and he would get Jussie, one of them in particular, would get Jussie Smollett drugs, and they'd get high and go to the bathhouse together and make out. I mean, it's so scandalous and sensual and sexual and sleazy, and I'm here for it. The Jussie Smollett case, did you know apparently it's still not over? There's like something coming up this spring. Oh, honey, she's still fighting this. She'll go down with the boat. And I want the Jussie Smollett musical. And Jussie Smollett should perform at Prince Charles's coronation. That's what I have to say. A bathhouse. Can you believe it? From Empire to a bathhouse? I mean, a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. If you're just joining me, April 20th at the Lyric Theater, Sharon Stone is my guest for Total Trash Live on stage. Get your tickets in the link, honey. Get your tickets in the link and watch Sharon and I do things that you've never seen in your life. Steamworks Chicago. You know? That's where he went? I want all the Inside Edition Chicago. DM me. Please DM me and give me any sort of information you have on Jussie Smollett. Watching from the gym in Sydney. It's feeling egg. It's Fabergé. It's hard-boiled. It's egg. It's scrambled, honey. It's deviled egg tonight. She's feeling deviled egg tonight. She's feeling naughty. And that's just the way it goes, honey. Did you guys hear about Amanda Bynes? Did you guys hear what happened? She was found naked on the street near downtown LA. And she said she was having a psychotic breakdown. She called 911. I guess they put her in a mental hold. Poor Amanda Bynes. Her conservatorship just ended last year. Honey, I'm telling you, LA is like, it's hard. It's hard here. First of all, there's no parking. There's always a car trying to hit me. It's askew. And now it's constantly raining. But I actually like that. It's going to start raining tonight, honey. I like it. I should live in London. Why do I live here? And, I actually met Amanda Bynes when I was working at Club Monaco in Beverly Hills. Thank you. She came in, and I was her sales associate. And I told this story before. And she would go into the dressing room and she would change. This is before she went askew. And she wanted me to take pictures of her. This is even before an iPhone. And I had to take pictures of her because she wanted to see what her outfits looked like on the red carpet. And then she was like, can I use the restroom? I said, we don't have a public restroom. She says, well, either her uncle or her friend is the owner of Club Monaco. And she says he's from Canada, and the Club Monaco is a Canadian business. So I thought, well, maybe she's right. I don't care. Use the break room. So then she went and used the break room, and then she came out in another outfit. Honey, who is she hiding from? Is she on the lam? Anyway, poor Amanda Bynes. Anyway, it's Hollywood, honey. Well, if you hear more inside stories like that, come to my show. April 20th, 9:30 p.m. Get your tickets in the link, on my Instagram link, or at the Lyric Hyperion. She doesn't have a stable force in her life like Lumina. Help her. Joe Meerman was the owner. Well, I guess you knew him. He was from Canada? Well, she says she knew him from Canada. Now, let's get to these tabloids, honey, because first of all, this show is always sponsored by Ashton Drake, and the baby doll is somewhere in this tabloid. I don't know, I can just feel it. And when we come across her, we've got to honor her and give her flowers. Don't you hate I hate that terminology. Give people their flowers. Ew. It sounds like they're dead. You're supposed to honor them, give them their flowers. It sounds like a funeral. I'm not here for it. Oh, see, he is Canadian. You know, honey, and Amanda knew too. I knew she was telling the truth. I like Amanda. She's talented. You want to hear about me talk about that stunt queen Trump? Well, we'll find out tomorrow. I love that she's telling everybody ahead of time, I'm going to get arrested. Do something. Girl, nobody cares. Oh, this wig. I'm sweating with this pleather. Hollywood's Meanest Girls unmasked. 20 of them. Mariah, Halle Berry, Kylie Jenner, Hailey Bieber, Taylor Swift, King Charles, exiles Harry and Meghan. Girl, he's so mean to them. Lies, bullying, cruelty. Work it. Okay, where's the first one? I mean, oh, not Bennifer again. Girl, please. No sexy time for battling Bennifer. All is quiet in Let's Get Loud singer's bedroom. The honeymoon is over for J-Lo and Ben as the stressed-out newlyweds' once sizzling sex life has sizzled and the couple is sleeping in separate beds, sources snitch. Ben just isn't in the mood much at the moment, and J-Lo is too uptight for sexy time, even though she clings to him like a barnacle when they're out in public. Well, they also can't decide on a house. They keep trying to buy a house and they can't do it. I'll tell you who the meanest celebrity is. It's me. Someday I'm going to tell you who the meanest homosexual celebrity is in LA. Because I know. Everyone thinks they're so... Hollywood Mean Girls exposed. Chrissy Teigen. Lindsay. This queen. Michael Costello. I don't know who she is. Inside Tinseltown's tackiest catfights. There's bad blood between Nikki and the Shake It Shinger. Hollywood has always been a snake pit, crawling with vicious female vipers who delight in poisoning rivals. But things have gotten worse as the new generation of mean girls use social media with chilling effect. Now the National Enquirer unmasks the toxic tactics, petty jealousies, and savage word games Tinseltown's most wicked witches use for fun and profit, and their catty scheme to claw their way to the top. Honey, who wrote this? Joan Collins' sister? Mariah makes Santa's naughtiness. Me, Mariah Carey, has been called out many times for her diva behavior. And all her victims want for Christmas is for the shade-slinging singer to stop it. Help her! Nicki Minaj says she started to feel a bit of shade. Honey, the words. I think she got really drunk and she had just really derogatory things to me. Not me. Oh, these two. I already know what happened to these two. It's about a gym. Of course they would fight over a gym. Oscar-winning Gwyneth and Madonna, two peas in a pod. Oscar-winning Shakespeare in Love beauty Gwyneth Paltrow ended her friendship with Madonna after the diva singer fired their mutual personal trainer, sources snitch. The goop gal admitted, oh yes, I can be mean. I can ice people out, and I definitely harbor revenge. Insiders also say Gwen has thrown shade at her famous former pal when she griped about being pretty angry at a one-time bestie. Honey, Britney Spears and Alyssa Milano. Bristling Britney Spears brought out the big guns. Please go check on the troubled pop star. And police ultimately rushed to her home after Alyssa Milano said that. This definitely feels like a form of bullying, the toxic singer fumed. Ladies, we are supposed to be rooting for one another, not pulling another down, except in the Enquirer. Honey, there is another page of this. Look at all the women that are like fighting each other. This doesn't. You have to support each other like this elephant. Rihanna and Azealia Banks. What's wrong with Gabby's shabby ways still haunt her? Gabrielle Union is known for championing human rights, especially when it comes to trans people. But the 50-year-old admits she was the mean girl. Oh, honey, we all have been. These two. I mean, this is not a good picture of Katy Perry. Katy Perry roars rival Taylor Swift is as miserable as the main meanie from the Mean Girls movie. Watch out for Regina George in sheep's clothing, Perry tweeted, comparing the Bad Blood singer to Rachel McAdams. She would come up to me at award shows and say something and walk away, and I would think, are we friends? Or did she just give me the harshest insult of my life? Oh, Lady Gaga and Kelly Osbourne. Oh, honey, I can't keep track of all this. But I can keep track of this. We've got to clean our palate with this Singing in the Rain baby. Look at her. Experience the joy of Singing in the Rain baby. Babbles at your touch. Babbles. Honey, what is it? It can't. It babbles? Well, what does the babbling sound like? Like this? She babbles in sing-song way. She should be on Broadway, honey. Book this for Prince Charles's coronation. Realistically weighted cloth body. Soft, real-touch vinyl skin and lifelike hand-rooted hair. It may be drizzling outside. How do they know what's going on in L.A.? But that's not going to stop this little one from having some outdoor fun, all dressed up in her custom goose and floral print bubble outfit. And a remarkable value. What's her name? Just Bubble Baby? Look at Bubble Baby. Let's get to some more dish. Here she is. Honey, it's a Wendy Williams update. She was just seen here in Los Angeles. That doll looks like it would kill you in your sleep. But does this? Who is this? David Arquette? Of course it is. Look at Wendy Williams, honey. She was just seen in Los Angeles at her Walk of Fame star. She's filming a reality show with that jeweler slash manager of hers. Well, where's the podcast? Talk show has been, oh, that's mean. Wendy Williams clomps around the Big Apple in a pair of ridiculous boots. Honey, I like those boots. How dare they? Pretty boy Brad hits rock bottom. He's freaking over old man butt. What? The lead actor typically focuses on his biceps and pecs, say sources, who note he's ready to start doing lower body exercises. Hollywood stud Brad Pitt is looking amazingly hunky for a guy turning 60, but one flaw is giving him a pain in the rear. His flat, bony, old man's butt. A tattletale Goop says while Brad looks incredible in his upper body, he turned 60 on December 18th. He's feeling insecure over his saggy caboose. His rear isn't much to look at because he's so lean and focused on other areas like his bicep, pecs, and bird. Exercises like squats and other lower body have pushed him to the bottom of his priorities for many years. Well, I guess she's the top. He lost so much weight after the divorce, he has to work hard to get it back. Unfortunately, it's still got a very flat butt. He used to be so proud of his butt. He always got so much attention for it. From Jussie Smollett and those brothers, Brad has told his trainer he's ready to knuckle down and jump into a program that beefs up his behind the natural way, which will mean some serious sweat and dedication. Honey, she needs bone broth. Honey, he's freaking out over his old man butt. You need to go to Mexico and get those butt injections. You know who will help you? Cher and her boyfriend. She knows how to get butt implants. Lovesick Cher's tossing money at young man. She don't care. Look at her. I got a young man. And Brittany's gone to the dogs. Pet bite nightmare as house turns into foul-fetid hellhole. What? Everything looks okay here. Animal control experts warn Spears' team stop the dogs from getting loose. Honey, somebody needs to call animal control on Sam Asghari. Pop-Tart Britney Spears and Happy Sam are living in a stinking house of horrors where dogs and cats run free, pooping everywhere, and even attacking neighbors. Oh my God, you gotta get one of those shock collars and put it on Sam. Larry King's widow gets black eye. I saw her once at Rite Aid in Beverly Hills when I was working at that Club Monaco, and this is when Larry King was alive, and she was buying nothing but a handful of Dramamine, and she threw it at the cash register. And either she's trying to drug Larry King so he won't have sex with her, or she's drugging herself so she can have sex with him. And I guess she has a black eye now. Honey, it's askew, it's unhinged. Are you guys worried about Brad Pitt's butt? Because Barbra Streisand can clone it. She clones her dogs. Barking Mad Babs is cloning her dogs, and hubby James ain't happy. Super songbird Barbra Streisand is so batty over her cloned dogs, Violet and Scarlet, says this diva set to clone more barkers. They're 5, and Hello Dolly Diva blamed on social media last September, posting a cute photo of her 2 pooches who were created by growing cells taken from the mouth of Barbara's late curly hair cotton de Tula Samantha. What is that sentence? Honey, I'm going to clone Coco and Lumina. That's what I'm going to do. Honey, is this a Broadway show? Brushing up for Shakespeare? Am I your favorite Hollywood mean girl? Because I will destroy your life. I'm a bad girl, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Well, that was some good dish. But honey, I'm still worried about that sea moss. Are you guys okay? Barbara looks like Lumina's mother. Is that a riddle? That sentence made 0 sense, Nick. I don't know. I don't know, honey. All I know is that there's sea moss coming, and we all need to be prepared, because if it's going to come from Florida, it can come from any one of us. Somebody might try to clone that sea moss. Honey, I'm just concerned about Brad Pitt's ass. What movie has Brad Pitt's ass in it? Because now I want to go back and take a look at it and compare it to him now. I want to do a compare and contrast. Is it 12 Monkeys where he shows his ass? 12 monkeypox? You know, if my doctor would have just given me Ozempic, I wouldn't have had taken those pills. He wouldn't give me monkeypox shots or Ozempic. Across the Tracks, that's a Brad Pitt movie. Thelma and Louise, he doesn't show, does he show his ass in Thelma and Louise? He doesn't. I don't remember that. I just saw Thelma and Louise recently. He shows his abs. I'm going to go to Florida and get some moss and make a hot dress. Honey, you just must. And wear it to my Total Trash live show, April 20th, 420, with Sharon Stone. Troy, babes, she's in Troy. Troy? Is she in Troy? She shows her rear in Troy. Am I giving NSYNC? Bye. This is my favorite NSYNC wig. This blue and green is kind of NSYNC. Honey, this pleather is hot. I'm sweating. Oh, I'm sweating, honey. I'm sweating to the oldies. That seaweed dress will smell like musk, and that's hot. Oh, well, I've got to go, honey. I've got to go to a photo shoot. I'm off to a photo shoot before it starts pouring. It's going to rain here for the next 3 days. Oh, I cancel everything when it rains, and I stay in the house. You're giving Butch-era Lance love. Well, didn't Lance have a spiky blonde? A frosted tip? I loved a frosted tip. I have to go do a photo shoot for my live Broadway show, April 20th. Get your tickets in the link. If you don't live here in Los Angeles, I'm going to try to, maybe have a live streaming on my Patreon, Pete Size Patreon. But don't quote me on that, because, I don't have a staff. I fired my staff right before the pandemic, and I just haven't been able to afford to hire them back. And Lumina, she's good at technology, but better at telekinesis. Hi from UK, it's late. I will be going to sleep soon. Enjoy your photo shoot. Thank you, girl. I will enjoy my photo shoot after I dry this sweaty wig out. Everything is a technical nightmare. And somebody put some big fat man in the front row to give me dirty looks all night long, I swear to God. And don't hide back there, Warren, get over here. Do something else. Do my eyebrows. And that is a quote from Madonna's Truth or Dare. See, honey, she can act. She can deliver lines. And come see us, April 20th, Lyric Hyperion Theater.